It's Heat 3 of World's Strongest Man 2007. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Long Beach in sunny Southern California and the awe-inspiring Queen Mary, now fully restored and used as a floating hotel. Now we have 5 of our very own Iron Giants getting ready to do battle for 2 places in the final of World's Strongest Man. Amongst them, Britain's Mark Felix, the plasterer from Blackburn, and he's got an almighty challenge ahead of him. Group 3 is a tough one. There's Poland's Jarek Dymek, veteran of 4 finals. Australia's Derek Boyer has masses of experience. There's the youngest ever World's Strongest Man competitor, Kevin Nee. Will he reach the final at the 3rd time of asking? And can Mark Felix do even better than his 4th place finish last year? He'll have to watch out for the rookie, Germany's Florian Trimpel. It's time for the action to get underway. To talk you through the first event, your commentators Nick Halling and Colin Bryce.
And this is welcome to the big league, isn't it? Because we start with the medley. First of all, a duck walk, then you've got to carry those barrels as well. It's not easy. It sorts out the wheat from the chaff. You've got 75 seconds to do it in. First, you've got to carry that big weight. Then you've got to deal with those 2 barrels that actually increase in weight as well. And the problem is not the weight. The problem is the grip and also the fact that they're half full of water, and that water sloshes around and makes them very difficult to carry. The Aussie from the Gold Coast, so he'll be right at home here in the sunshine of Southern California.
From Germany.
Reputed to be a big Bayern Munich fan, Florian Trimpel, the German.
Take your position!
So this is youth and experience. Oh, and youth is struggling already. Trimpel with a stumble. But Derek Boyer, who's been here and done it before without ever really challenging for top honours, has taken an early lead here. But let's see how they get on with these barrels. You need long arms and you need control. And if you try and push it too fast, disaster happens. Boyer's got 1 down. Trimpel is making up some good ground here. That's a good recovery. But I think he may have left it too late unless Boyer has a little wobble here. This one, that extra weight does sort him out. Look how much time Boyer's taken. Trimpel's been able to steal a march on him. And Boyer is in real trouble. But so too is Trimpel. It's amazing how so many times in the past we've seen this. They deal with the first barrel as if it's empty. Then the second barrel, it's like it's full of lead.
There's just nothing to grip there. Look, they've just got their fingertips over the edge of that lip. So smooth are these barrels. He can't drag it there. He's got to lift it. He's done that. 54 seconds. That's not a good time. I don't think Derek Boyer is going to finish this. 15 seconds to go.
Boyer in trouble, isn't he?
Yeah.
And yet, until he got down to that second barrel, he was making mincemeat of this course. And you're right, he's not going to make it. It's a fail for Derek Boyer. So youth prevailed over experience in that one, but I don't think that time of 54 seconds is going to be troubling anybody. But nevertheless, you complete the course after that bad start. You've got to be very pleased with it, especially when you're competing with the big boys for the first time.
Big scalp there for Trimpel. Derek Boyer's no mug. That's not a great time, but still, Trimpel held his nerve and finished.
Only just.
Lane 1, Mark Felix from the United Kingdom.
Originally from Grenada, but these days making his home in Blackburn.
Jarek Dymek from Poland.
Jarek Dymek, 4th a couple of years ago. They call him Poland's number 2. A lot of people would call him the world number 2. And here's one of the rising stars of American strongman, young Kevin Nee.
Take your grip!
Who is such a big fan of the Boston Red Sox, he's got their logo tattooed on one of his arms. Well, it's the pole that's made the slow start, and Dymek is struggling with this duck walk. And it's a race at the moment between Great Britain and America. And it's a good start, this, for Mark Felix, but now it's Kevin Nee that's made the move, and Dymek is still trying to catch up here, but we've seen already in the first heat, this second barrel can change things around.
Well, Felix has already struggled with the lighter of the 2 barrels. Oh, Kevin Nee's getting into the swing of things now.
And Dymek's in terrible trouble.
Oh, but Felix...
Felix, if he keeps it going, he's going to take it, and does. Wow, fast time.
I'm surprised by that. He looked poor with the first barrel. It's only 100 kilos, the 110 one. Almost enough to slay Nee, but he gets it over in 44s.
Good enough for second place. Now the question is, can Dimmick get third? And I don't think he's going to make it. No, he's not. Can he finish?
You said you need long arms, Nick, and you're absolutely right. Short-armed man, well under 6 foot is Jarek Dimmick, former Europe's strongest man.
As long as he doesn't have deep pockets as well, it's all right.
What, like yourself?
Exactly. Kevin Nee will be happy enough with second place, and Mark Felix will be delighted to come out on top here, because at one point it looked like Nee had the jump on him, but Felix had some good rhythm on that second one.
What a start for Mark Felix. That blistering time will settle the nerves. Kevin Nee is looking impressive. The biggest surprise, Florian Trimpel beating Jarek Dimmick. So a good start for Felix, but next up is an event he hates. After the break, it's Fingals Fingers time. Welcome back to California and the beautiful old bridge here aboard the Queen Mary. Now fully restored as a floating hotel and permanently moored here at Long Beach. Now our athletes aren't the only ones with a monopoly on controlling huge lumps of metal. The captain of this ship would have done just that with 80,000 tons of the stuff through those two small wheels behind me. Now, our next event also involves controlling heavy metal objects, and it's one that Mark Felix has struggled with in the past. Sven Carlson is with the group leader back in Anaheim.
So, Mark, this has been your Achilles heel in the past. What have you done to prepare for this event now?
Well, I do loads of work. I take the whole event apart and I put it back. My wife took it apart, she put it back, and we just combine it, and then we just make one big package. So I'm looking forward to it.
So you're going to give us a big surprise now?
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise today.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, the surprise might be if Mark Felix can complete these Fingals Fingers. It's a lot of technique in this event. It's not just a case of lift and watch them go. It's about rhythm, momentum. You've got to combine your arms and your legs and keep everything moving. And Derek Boyer, well, he got everything moving all right, but the Aussie didn't find it easy. And once it hit the shoulder, that was it for Derek. And he's disappointed. Just 3 fingers for the Aussie. "75 seconds, those fingers go up in weight, but if you can flip them all in a fast time, you're going to get maximum points."
Ladies and gentlemen, qualifying group number 3, their second event. In lane 1, Florian Trimpel from Germany.
Particularly considered one of the top contenders for one of these top 2 places here.
From the USA.
Kevin Nee definitely is, but hold the celebrations if you're an American fan, because this is not one of Nee's better events. Trimpel, frankly, is an unknown commodity, quite frankly, right now. It's all about keeping the legs pumping, keeping the arms moving. You don't want to let that finger drop onto your shoulder. And Nee has obviously been working at this, because that's a very good start.
But just you wait until he gets to the 4th one. He's got almost a mental block with it. And the 3rd one hasn't gone up that quickly either.
Meanwhile, Florian just slowly ploughing his way through. And he's keeping up there, and Nee is slowing, and now it's on the shoulder. And it's very, very rare that you see him turn from here. So a real chance for Trimpel on the far side here. If he can keep it going, what he mustn't do is try and copy Nee here. He's got to keep it on his hands, because if it drops to that shoulder, it's usually disaster. And Nee is being cheered on by the fans here, but it's Trimpel that's making the move. And Trimpel has staggered through 4.
Well, he beat Boyer in the first event, and now he's gone head-to-head with Nee. What a scalp to take.
And Nee's done. He's done.
Oh, totally done. For me, Kevin Nee gives up too early with the hands. He goes to the shoulder far too soon. He's just lacks a bit of cardio fitness. He looks in incredible shape, but just needs to pound the streets a bit more before these contests.
Well, he got through the first 3 fast. But what about this? Florian Trimpel came in as the rank outsider of this quintet. but he's made a very bright start.
Well done to Germany. They don't often have a representative, but in Florian Trimpel, they might have a new star.
In lane 1, Jarek Dymek from Poland.
So Jarek Dymek, often known as
Lane 2,
Europe's number 2,
Mark
Poland's
Felix
number 2.
from England.
And Mark Felix, who relocated from Grenada to Blackburn.
Take your positions!
Right, off we go. It's Felix with the good start. Dymek on the far side. They're both very good at this. Oh, now there was a little stumble there from Dymek. And is that my imagination, or is he favouring one of his feet? He's not happy. No, he's turned something, I think. And that left shoe is being taken off. He definitely stumbled. Felix, of course, is just carrying on. He's got no idea what's happened, but the real drama here is what on earth happened with Jarek Dymek. The time is 52.59. That's what he's got to try and beat here through 4. Of course, if he gets all 5, we don't have to worry about the stopwatch.
Well, we know Mark Felix has had problems in the past. Britain's strongest man, he struggled. World's strongest man last year. This was a huge Achilles heel for him.
And he's struggling again. Once it's on the shoulder, you might as well give it up. Talking of giving up, what on earth's going on with Jarek Dymek? Will he be able to continue?
You just never know. There's so much strain going through their bodies. It could be anything. Could be cramp, could be a torn calf muscle. But here's Felix going for it.
Oh, this is a Herculean effort. They don't often go once they hit the shoulder, but look how close Felix is. But close is not good enough. Much better from Mark Felix, and you suspect there's a lot more to come.
That was impressive from Felix, but what exactly went wrong with Dymek? Let's have a look here. Now you can see that there's a piece of wood that holds up the finger off the ground. Just got caught under his right foot there, and I think it's a twisted ankle.
You certainly made that prediction come true. How happy are you now?
I'm very happy, you know. I really wanted to get a 5th one down, but I didn't. I will get it next time. It's getting closer and closer all the time.
So what changes did you actually do in your technique here?
Well, I try and keep my head down as much as possible, and keep my body a bit more into it, and use my legs a lot more.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Maybe it's not too bad, but I can't lift next one. I felt on this one the pain was really big.
Big pain and a big problem for Jarek Dymek in the Fingal's fingers. No such problems for Felix, though. His homework really paid off. Florian Trimpel continues his impressive debut. A place in the final beckons for Mark Felix. There's an almighty fight for second place between Knee and Trimpel, but Boyer and Dymek will need to improve dramatically. Impressive stuff so far from Mark Felix. Equally as awe-inspiring, the Queen Mary, now permanently moored here in Long Beach. Launched in 1934, now fully restored as a floating hotel. It took 10,000 men over 4 years to build her, and for 31 years she conveyed passengers across the Atlantic before her final voyage in 1967. In her day, she was every bit as high-tech as today's modern superliners that circumnavigate the globe. And as well as being huge, fast and luxurious, she's also very, very beautiful. Now, talking of huge, fast and luxurious individuals, it's time to head back to the Anaheim Convention Center for the Hercules Hold.
And there's nothing luxury about this. The luxury is when you get to let go of them. Those pillars tear you in half. It's very simple. Each pillar weighs 353 pounds. You've got to hold on to them for as long as you possibly can. And some kind of benchmark for you. 45 seconds is considered a pretty good effort.
From Germany, Florian Trimpel.
Well, this isn't what we expected at all. Florian Trimpel tied for second and going shirtless. Well, well, well.
And the lederhosen on as well.
Well, if you look good, you work good. That's what they say. Let's see if the leather trousers do the business here for Trimpel. Now, we've seen a lot of athletes struggle with this in previous qualification heats. Trimpel at the moment looking steady, but let's look out for the first sign of wobble. So much of this is mental, but it's the body that ultimately betrays you. And he's rock solid as we hit 30 seconds. But now the strain will really start to kick in. I'm impressed, though, Colin.
You know what, Nick? A lot of people said this guy shouldn't have been at World's Strongest Man. His international rating just wasn't high enough. But look at this. Well, he's really proving them wrong, isn't he?
Whoever said that it has been totally disproved already. And this, I mean, we could be getting near to a minute here, and that really would be a sensational time from Trimple. He hasn't moved a muscle. And we're closing in on a minute. A minute 10 is a world record. Now it's starting to hurt, but look at that. An amazing performance from a debutant at this level. And Florian Trimple is a name that you may not know about, but you're going to know about it at the end of this competition, the way this is going.
Is 60.37.
He cracked the minute, the magical minute for Hercules.
Well, we've seen 2 heats so far. Phil Pfister managed 58 seconds, the first man to do the minute.
So Florian, 1 minute. Did you expect to do that?
Yes, this was my target, 1 minute, and I have it.
Is this your best event?
I think so. I have no movement, and only grip power and strength, and I like this.
So do you think the leather pants helped you here?
Yes, I'm a Bavarian, and I'm very, very good.
They don't do lederhosen in Blackburn, which is probably just as well for Mark Felix.
At 41 years old, I don't think it's that difficult for me to compete with the younger guys. I'm fit, I'm strong. I mean, I keep myself healthy, you know, I eat right, I train right, you know, so, you know, anything those guys could do, I could do it even maybe better, you know, so I'm ready for them. My goal this year is to, I just want to take it a step at a time, to get through to the final and then to win the World's Strongest Man. Well, the way I'm feeling right now, I think I have a few more years in me because I have no aches, I have no pains, I have no injury. You know, I'm feeling so good, it's unbelievable, you know, so it's going to be a while still.
Ladies and gentlemen, from England, Mark Felix.
And one of the things that impresses everybody about this man is his work ethic, his determination and his hunger to improve himself.
Ready? Take the strain!
Now then, the bar has been set extremely high. 1 minute. And Felix, it's all about concentration, blocking the pain out of the mind. Just imagining that you're in some nice warm place. And yes, he is in Anaheim. But you've got to think that you just sat on a beach
20!
and it's a pina colada on the end of your hand, not a pillar of Hercules. And there's the first wobble. That's a bad sign.
He's great at this event, though. 30 seconds has come and gone. Just got to zone out, just as you said, deal with the pain, concentrate on his hands.
And the pressure builds so fast in this event. Literally, 1 minute you're feeling, 1 second you're feeling comfortable, and then the next second it feels like your body is screaming at you and you have to let those pillars go. He's cracked 50. It will be amazing if we get 2 over a minute. We're close, but close not quite good enough for Mark Felix. I mean, it's amazing. You get 57.64, and it's not enough to take the lead. And I think a slightly relieved Florian Trimple is the first to offer his congratulations.
He's currently in second place.
They did very well there, Felix, just zoning out. Oh, look at the way it pried his fingers open.
Well,
Ladies and
it's very simple for Derek Boyer.
from Australia,
Follow that.
Derek Boyer.
Well, this is tough, isn't it? I wonder how much the other competitors have been watching what's gone on before.
This is pretty hard for Derek to take. He's had 2 events that haven't gone so well for him. He's struggled to get back to World's Strongest Man over the last few years, having been a real regular in the 90s. But now he's here, he's underperforming, underperforming badly.
You're being kind. He's having a mare, and he's having a mare here as well. The shakes have set in very early, just past the 15-second mark, and it's going to take an awful lot for Derek to keep this together here. But typical Aussie grit, he's holding it together, but he's got to go all the way to... No, never going to get there. Once you saw that first wobble, you thought this is trouble, and it just gets worse and worse for Derek Boyer.
Well, he just looks like a man who he just doesn't know the answers, does he? He doesn't understand why things are going wrong. Just sometimes they do. Well, he's knocking on the door of 40 now. But so too is Jarek Dymek. and he still performs.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contestant from Poland, Jarek Dymek.
And if they had to keep these pillars together through the ankles, Jarek Dymek would not be able to take part in this event. That sprained ankle of his could yet be an issue. It's heavily strapped. It shouldn't affect him here, although that stance is important. You've got to get balance there, and if he can't put full weight on that foot, that could be a problem for him.
I don't think it's too much of a problem, really. I think his plan is just to get through this event, keep icing it, see if he can get it strapped heavily. Hope some other people make mistakes.
And at the back of his mind, and I'm sure everybody else's mind, is the fact that everybody looked at this and said it's a three-way tussle between Dymek here, Mark Felix and Kevin Nee, two from those three, but Florian Trimpel has rather put a spanner in that particular plan. So points vital here, and Dymek starting to suck it up. He gets to 40, 57-64 is his target, and he's nowhere near it.
Jarek Dymek's time is 42.67.
Only good enough for third place. And who would have believed that it's Florian Trimpel that's setting the standard here?
Well, two men up by a minute. It's a big ask for Dymek.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the United States of America, Kevin Nee!
Trimpel is the coolest man in the place. The heat is about to be on for Kevin Nee. He knows about heat. He's a student at Arizona State University, so he knows about the desert. Huge support for the American here. 57-64 is his target, his first target. That's Mark Felix. He's got to get past Felix first, and then he's got to think about the minutes. So far, so good. Dymek's time was 42.67. He needs to move past that in what has suddenly become an extremely competitive group, and the shakes are in. And is he going to get to 42? Is he even going to beat Dymek? No, he is not. He's fourth, and he'll be disappointed.
Well, he might be disappointed, but this group is wide open now.
Florian Trimpel continues to impress. A win this time for the German, and he looked very comfortable indeed. Maybe it was the lederhosen. Mark Felix will be satisfied with second, but Kevin Nee will need to improve if he's to make the final. Trimpel into second place on his own, but Mark Felix still top of the pile and looking good for his second World's Strongest Man final. Kevin Nee will be desperate to catch Trimpel and make the final for the first time. 3 events gone, and England's Mark Felix is in control here in California. After the break, see if Felix and newcomer Trimpel can continue their good form. Welcome back to World's Strongest Man 2007. Now, it has been pointed out to me from time to time that I'm slightly above average height, but 6'10" pales into insignificance when set against the height of this magnificent old ship. From the top of one of those smokestacks to the bottom of the keel is 228 feet, 16 double-decker buses piled one on top of another. Now, this ship will now provide the backdrop for our next 2 events, starting with the deadlift.
So the deadlift up next. It's a test of back strength and of quad strength. There is, as usual, a 75-second time limit, and then the weight just goes up every time they drop a barrel into that holding area. The most reps in the fastest time wins.
Florian Trimpel from Germany.
Well, Florian Trimpel had long ago set the doubters running for cover. Clearly belongs in this company, and not a bad effort in the deadlift from the German either. 6 reps in just over 40 seconds. Not shabby, not by any means.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jarek Dymek from Poland.
Traditionally a terrific deadlifter. We know about his back strength, we know about his quads. What about his ankle? The favourite out of this heat. Currently languishing in 4th place and a long way off the pace. Needs maximum points here to have any chance, you would think.
But I was just chatting with the doctor, Nick. He seems happy with the strapping on his ankle. Shouldn't really make a difference here. Gets back on his heels, just pulls it straight. 6 reps in just over 18 seconds. He's ahead of the German.
He's going to be ahead of everybody the way this is going. If he can put this one to bed as well, and he does effortlessly, all 7 in a blistering time. If you thought Jarek Dymek was out of the mix, think again.
Well, that's cheered him up, hasn't it? The old warhorse doing what he does best, and that's pulling phenomenal weights in the deadlift.
Let's do it!
Yeah, tremendous effort. Derek Boyer needs a tremendous effort too. Currently well off the pace, languishing in 5th place.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Boyer from Australia.
And the worst part about it is for Boyer, he's been dead last in every event so far. But this is a good one for him traditionally. Let's see if he's got anything in the tank.
Well, certainly plenty of wrapping and strapping around the waist area. His back's got a lot of support. That's good technique from Boyer. Down, big lift,
oh, he's saying it's easy. Bragging. A little bit of showboating from Boyer. Yeah, listen to this. He loves it. He's enjoying himself here, playing to the crowd. Yeah, wants some more. Come on, bring it on, says Derek. Good stuff so far. 6 in. He's got a real chance. No, he's not going to take 1st place, but he's got a real chance for 2nd here. There is lift number 7. But he's got to put this down. That clock's still running. It doesn't stop. Yeah, you heard the referee say put it down because of the time. Derek had the lift at around 37 seconds, but it's clocked at 44.81. And Derek was so busy dedicating to his girlfriend, who is pregnant again, that he's forgotten his mind.
Well, it was sounded like a wonderful soliloquy there from Derek. Something about a newborn child. Wrong time for that, though.
That's cost him at least 7 seconds, if not more. Unbelievable. Up next, Kevin Nee, the young American. We caught up with him before the tournament. He's talking to Sven.
So now, being your 3rd year, you're maybe not so scared about seeing the guys that competed in World Strongest Man since you were 10 years old.
Instead of looking at them as like, oh my God, that's Yanni Vernon or Sven Karlsson, it's more like, all right, those are my competitors. So now I'm starting to realize that I am becoming at that level. I'm not saying I'm a world champion yet, but I'm starting to get to that point, and my confidence is definitely getting there.
So how much do you think it meant that Phil Pfister took the title last year?
That was really big for the Americans. We needed that kind of a confidence boost. And you can see it. There's a great young crop of Americans coming up, and I really believe that, you know, and there's going to be a lot of great American showings in the future.
What event are you really looking forward to in the qualifier?
You know, I always look forward to deadlift because that's my best event, but go figure, I'm stuck in a group with Mark Felix and Jarek Dymek, who, I mean, they're well known for their deadlift as well. Mark would beat me on a max weight event, and he beat me on a max repetition. But since it's just 7 barrels and who can do them the fastest, I do have the ability to possibly deadlift faster than him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Nee from the United States of America.
And speed is of the essence. Kevin Nee knows that. Derek Boyer should have known it. How fast can he get the 7 reps? And he's going to need 7 as well, because this is a very high standard. Dymek got 7, Boyer got 7. And Trimble got 6. This is not shabby by any means.
Oh, he's not hanging around, is he? Those are lightning quick. Goodness me, he could almost power clean it up to his shoulders, the speed he's attacking this at. What a back for a young age.
30.83 was the time for Dymek. He's got a real good chance of beating that, and does.
Kevin Nee, ladies and gentlemen.
He goes into the lead. Speed kills, they say. Well, that just killed off Jarek Dymek. It might kill off Mark Felix. 29.57 officially. Just over a second faster than Dymek.
Just gets that last rep up. Only holds it for a split second. He didn't hang around dropping it.
That was a demonstration of power. How happy are you now?
I'm so happy, Sven. I mean, I needed this. I haven't really had a good competition so far, and I've been really looking forward to this event, even though I got 3 powerhouses in this event at this event. So, you know, I'm just thrilled right now. I'm thrilled, and hopefully it holds up with Mark Felix left, because he's a great deadlifter as well.
Well, you told us earlier on that you will beat him on speed. Do you think that will be enough?
I don't know. Mark is an incredible athlete and an incredible deadlifter. Anything can really happen. I'm just psyched that I put myself in the position to at least get 4 points for this event.
So it's all on Mark Felix now. The best in the world, according to Kevin Nee. There aren't many that would argue with that.
Mark Felix.
The question is not, can he lift all 7? The question is, how quickly can he complete this job? 29.57 is the target, and he's such a fighter and a competitor. He'll know what the deal is, and he's wasting no time.
Just wild power. Look at it. You're looking at pretty much the best deadlifter in the world at his absolute peak here.
Not the greatest technician in the world, but raw power sometimes does prevail. 29.57 is the key time. And Dimmick just over 30 as well. Is he going to do it? Oh, yes, he is.
And just one extra for fun as well. And another. There you go. Who's the best deadlifter, he's saying? I think he's saying we need more weight next year.
Mark Felix.
Well, what an unbelievable competition that was. I mean, Jarek Dimmick's come third, completing the course in 30.83. But then Nee came along and blew that away, and now Felix has done likewise here. Tremendous lifting from the big fella from Blackburn.
So, Mark, I've seen you win deadlift for maximum weight, for maximum reps, and now for speed. Is it possible to beat you in this event?
Well, I don't know. You never know. People keep coming on strong. They keep trying to catch up with me, but I always work on it. I never take anyone for granted, you know. So bring them on and, you know, bring the challenge on and see.
You have 1 foot in the final or 2?
Well, I think so. You know, looking at the points, I'm 19 points now. The closest person, I think, is Kevin. I don't know how many points here, but yeah, I'm looking good for the final.
3 of the world's best deadlifters going head-to-head and virtually nothing to choose between them. Derek Boyer will be furious at his lapse in concentration. Derek, put the bar down before your next speech. And those 4 points for Kevin Nee give him a chance of joining Felix in the final. It's going to be a great battle between him and Germany's Florian Trimpel, but don't discount Jarek Dimmick just yet. The guys down on the quayside are well used to handling heavy equipment, but even they would struggle with what the Queen Mary has to offer, from these giant anchor chains to the 32-ton propellers at the rear of the ship, which used to propel the Queen Mary along at 31 knots, making her the fastest ship of her age and the holder of the blue ribbon for 13 years. Now let's return down to the quayside for some more heavy metal action with the overhead safe lift.
Yes, the next event, the overhead safe lift, and the biggest problem they have is controlling those 2 safes, because they tend to swing around a bit. If you lose control, you're in trouble. Those safes weigh a lot, 254 pounds. It's how often you can lift them in 75 seconds, and you've got to lock your arms and legs, and we've seen in earlier heats that the officials are very hot on this.
Boyer from Australia.
Derek Boyer, who has shown that diabetes is no obstacle to continuing to compete at world-class level in strongman. And he either has the advantage or the disadvantage, depending on which way you look at it, of competing on his own. Sometimes it's a distraction when you see the other guy working away next to you and you're struggling. Boy will certainly want double figures as an absolute minimum. If he can get up into the teens, that'll be a decent score.
I think he'd be pretty lucky if he gets double figures. His technique's not there, is it? This is an event that's come in the last few years, and Boyer's just missed the international scene in the last 5 or 6 years. And I guess this is probably an event he's only seen for the first time this year, despite all his experience.
Well, we heard Tarmo Meet, who's been around the block an awful lot, saying he'd never done this before in an earlier heat. The Estonian managed to handle it pretty well, but Derek is starting to hit the wall at 8. Nearly lost it altogether there. He's got to be careful. He didn't have the full extension. The elbows were not locked. Typical Derek Boyer. He doesn't give up. There's 15 seconds left and he'll use every one of them. But I don't think there's another lift in him.
No, I don't think so. Problem is, it's just the kind of kit that you only touch at World's Strongest Man. You don't see these in your local leisure centre, do you?
Derek Boyer, ladies and gentlemen.
You see them in your local bank. I'm not sure Derek hangs out in banks very much.
Well, you can see he started to get a bit of the idea there. Jerking it halfway. The rest, he tried to use his triceps.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Felix from England.
With a healthy lead.
Kevin Nee from the United States
Who
of
is
America.
tied for second in this battle for one of the top two places with Florian Trimple. So Nee has a chance to set the bar high here. Felix knows the pressure's off, but competitor that he is, he'll want to do well in this one.
Interesting to see just how much these two gave up in that deadlift. Both men trying to outdo each other there. Now they're trying to outdo each other here. Nee just ahead by 1 rep.
It's about keeping going, though. 75 seconds is the time limit. You can be ahead, but that doesn't matter if you give up after a minute and your opponent puts another 3 or 4 on in the remaining 15 seconds. But Nee looking to hit double figures and does. Felix tucked in just behind him. Nee now struggling. Felix also struggling. And no, that one's never going to count. No, it didn't from Nee. Felix, though, draws level. Nee's in trouble. Felix, though, showing what this is all about. It's tortoise and hare stuff. Felix, who was trailing, now leads. And Nee needs to lock those elbows and can't. Yes, they've given it to him. Oh, that looked generous. And another one for Nee. But there's nothing left. Both of them going to give it one last push. No way, surely not this time from Kevin Nee, who certainly seemed to benefit from a couple of generous calls there. And they settle for 12. And certainly, Kevin Nee needs to give a big thank you to the referee. Give him an assist for that one.
Well, I thought it was pretty even either side. The referee's giving quick decisions there. Felix holding it for a split second. Nee then holding it for just long enough to get the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, Florian Trimple from Germany.
So Trimple knows what he has to do.
Jarek Dymek from Poland.
Dymek also knows what he has to do. He's a long way behind. Dymek needs to win out from here and hope that both Trimple and Nee struggle. But the magic number is 12. That's what they've got to beat. And let's see if this German can keep his game together.
You know, Jarek Dymek has fantastic shoulders. It's just whether he can keep the wobble from happening and twist his ankle again. He'll be so nervous of that. But rarely do you see Jarek Dymek beaten in any kind of shoulder pressing exercise.
Trying to work out what's going on with Trimple. He's taking his time and seems to be struggling already. That's a very bad sign. They've got it back together again. Remember, Trimple not experienced at this level. He may never have done this before. Got it back together again. Derek Boyer's 8 is his next target.
Dymek is ice cool. He's even smiling at the referee.
And Trimple thought he had a lift there and they didn't give it to him. He's got to get past Derek Boyer. He's drawn level with him. He needs more. He needs a lot more. Dymek has torn it up. Maximum points for Dymek. But this is big news.
20 seconds.
This fella is really struggling, and this is good points for Kevin Nee in that battle for second place. Good points for Jarek Dymek as well. He's going to stay in contention.
Dymek should really just stop there. Well, I think he probably has done now. There goes the whistle anyway. And Jarek, he didn't really need to do that last one. He should just save his ankle. He still stands a chance of making the final.
I think he got rid of some frustration there. It's been a tough competition for him. Came in as the favourite. It's not gone his way. As for Trimple, has his chance gone? He's surprised everybody with what he's done so far. And even if he doesn't make the top two, this fella clearly belongs at this level.
Oh, yeah, it's a performance to be proud of, that's for sure. So's that from Dymek, though.
Jarek, that was almost a new record in this event. But why did you try to kill yourself on that last rep?
This was play with the people because the people start screaming, Jarek, I want to show something fun. Because I know that I whether this is my hit, and I want to show something maybe stupid but fun.
What a performance from Jarek Dymek. 17 lifts, and he still entertains the crowd. Felix and Nee match each other, but Florian Trimple has to make do with a share of 4th. Mark Felix is through to the final. Kevin Nee currently occupies the other qualification spot, but there's a real battle on for second place. Derek Boyer is looking a little out of his depth. So Mark Felix is definitely through to this year's final, but it's a 3-horse race for the right to join him. After the break, Kevin Nee, Jarek Dymek and Florian Trimpel battle it out in the Atlas Stones.
Welcome back to the climax of this heat, and it's the one we've all been waiting for. The defining event of strongman, the Atlas Stones. The rules, you know them by now. The stones go up in weight, the plinths go down in height, and you've got to get those stones onto those plinths as fast as you possibly can.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Boyer from Australia.
Derek Boyer, it's not been an easy competition for the Aussie. He gets to go on his own and having a tough time. Not his event this year. He'll be back for more. This has been a disappointing event for the Aussie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jarek Dymek from Poland.
There is a scenario where Dymek can qualify.
Mark Felix.
Mark Felix is guaranteed top spot regardless. Mark Felix can walk away from these stones if he wants to, and he'd still be number one. Dymek's got to win and hope that the other two guys have a complete meltdown, and given Derek Boyer's failings, that seems highly unlikely, but Dymek will give it a go. The trouble is, Felix is such a competitor as well. He's not going to make life easy for him, and as long as Felix stays ahead, I don't think there's any chance at all of Dymek getting through. Quick times. Stone number 5 on in no time at all for Mark Felix, and a good job from Jarek Dymek. 24.87 for Felix. What's Dymek's time? 27.54. Probably not good enough.
Well, ever since Jarek Dymek tore his bicep off in China 2005 in the finals of World's Strongest Man, his stone lifting has just never been the same. Not the event he wanted to really count on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Florian Trimpel from Germany.
And this is a straight shootout. Only one of these two can qualify. And look how keyed up Kevin Nee is. Look at those eyes. Nee's in the box seat here because Trimpel would have to beat him by 2 places for us to get the calculators out. If Nee beats Trimpel, he's through regardless, and he's certainly made the good start. Trimpel is fading away a little bit the longer this competition goes on, and he's got to hope that Nee has a total breakdown here, and I don't think it's coming. 1 stone between Kevin Nee and a place in the final of this year's World's Strongest Man, and that's it. And in a very fast time too.
Do you think he's happy with that, Nick?
Well, it's nice to see a man take these things in his stride. No finals for this man. We didn't expect Florian Trimpel to be in the mix, but he certainly hasn't disgraced himself. This is the future.
Absolutely. It's great to have a German competitor. We haven't had one since Heinz Olesch back in the 90s, and Kevin Nee cheering him on, but really big honour there to the German.
But no final. That belongs to Kevin Nee, and of course Mark Felix. They're through to the final of the 2007 World's Strongest Man. Florian Trimpel goes home with his head held high, but he'll have to wait another year. Kevin Nee was so fired up. He wanted this badly, and he got it.
Finally, after 3 attempts, you made final. What a reaction. You're happy now?
Oh my God, I can't even describe how happy I am. I mean, how do you describe the feeling of when your dream has come true? You know, this is what I've wanted since I was little, and I've been training since I was 15. I'm 22 now, so 7 years of my life have been devoted to this.
Prediction for the final now?
You know, I have some good events in the final, and I got some events I need to work on. I'd be happy with a top 6, top 5 finish. So I'd be very happy with that.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Sven. Thank you. Yeah!
The joy of reaching his first ever final clear for all to see then, as Kevin Nee takes another 5 points. Mark Felix takes second with a measured display. Expect 100% in the final. It all adds up to an outstanding result for Mark Felix. He finishes 5 points ahead of his closest rival. Brave performances from Dymek and Trimpel ultimately count for nothing. So now we know our next two finalists. Mark Felix and Kevin Nee will join Phil Pfister, Talmo Mitt, Don Pope and Sebastian Renter. Next up, it's Heat 4, when England's Jimmy Marcoux makes his debut on the world stage. Join us next time for World's Strongest Man 2007.
Next on 5, they think Mac's a murderer, and by the looks of it, he's in good company. John McEnroe, a killer? He cannot be serious. It's the CSI NY Season 3 double finale.